Today, I'm going to talk to you about language acquisition and development, how children learn language and learn to use language. Before we start, we need to clarify the difference between speech and language. Although they're related, they are two different things. Language relates to how we communicate. Speech refers specifically to verbal communication. Language consists of 5 different rule systems that build on each other. Phonology is the sound system of a language. It covers what sounds are used in a particular language and how those sounds may be combined. Morphology refers to how words are formed. Syntax refers to how words are combined to form phrases and sentences. Syntax is often used interchangeably with grammar. Semantics is the meaning of words and sentences. And pragmatics is the appropriate use of language in different contexts. Researchers have tried to answer the question of where language comes from. From studies of patients with brain damage, researchers have discovered that there are 2 areas in particular in the brain, Broca's area and Wernicke's area, that are involved in language. Environmental factors also play an important role. Children who are socially isolated early in life have difficulty learning language, if they ever do. Support of parents and caregivers also enhances learning language. The interactionist view emphasizes that both biological and environmental factors contribute to language development. Now that we've looked at some of the theory behind language acquisition, let's look at how it usually plays out. Within the first 3 months of life, the child coos and goos when he's happy and has different cries when he's unhappy. Between 4 and 6 months, he starts to include specific sounds in his babbling. He starts to laugh and show his pleasure vocally. Between 6 months and 1 year, he starts to babble longer strings of sounds. He starts to use gestures and imitate speech sounds that he hears. By his first birthday, he may even have a few simple words. Between 1 and 2, the child is learning new words every month, sometimes every week. As the child's vocabulary grows, he starts putting 2 words together to form short sentences. Then he starts asking 2-word questions. The child can point to a few body parts when asked and can follow simple directions such as roll the ball. He also listens to stories, songs, and rhymes, and he can point to pictures in a book when named. Between 2 and 3 years old, he has a word for just about everything he commonly sees. He uses 2 to 3 word sentences. When he wants something, he asks for it by name. He also understands opposites and can follow 2-step requests. Between 3 and 4, he can relate his experiences. He uses sentences with 4 or more words. He can answer W questions: who, what, when, and where. Between 4 and 5, his speech sounds like the rest of his family's. He has the same grammar and sentence structure, and he can communicate easily with other children and adults. Not only can he listen to a short story, he can answer questions about it. He uses sentences with lots of detail and can tell stories on a single topic. He can say rhyming words and name some letters and numbers. One question that you will probably be asked is what parents can do to help their child's language development. The number one thing is to talk to your child. Even when your child is a baby, talk to him like he can understand you. Another simple way to build a child's vocabulary is to name the objects around you. Listen to your child too. Conversation isn't one-sided. By listening when your child talks, you're encouraging him to express himself, as well as teaching him about the give and take of language and conversation. Expand on your child's speech. If he points to an apple and says apple, say, "Ooh, it's a red apple." Ask him questions that require more than just a simple yes or no answer. I hope that you have found this presentation interesting and informative. If you would like more information about any particular aspect of language acquisition, here are some additional websites that you can visit.